Remember, just like with your pets, if you're cold, they're cold. Yeast has a very preferred temperature it likes to work within. A lager yeast, for example, likes to ferment at a lower temperature, and you get a cleaner result, generally, fermenting at that lower temperature. But an ale yeast or wine, cider, or mead yeast might want a higher temperature, generally somewhere around room temperature, something like 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And this video is dropping in the dead of winter, so it might be kind of cold where you're fermenting. And there are ways to get around that. Too high of a temperature and your yeast will either throw off flavors like fusel alcohols, or they might just straight up die. Too cold and the yeast go into hibernation and start falling to the bottom, and your fermentation slows way down to the point where it almost looks like it has stopped. So you really want your yeast to be within the band of fermentation temperature that the manufacturer suggests, and that information is all readily available online with a couple of quick searches. If it's cold where you're at, you can use a heat wrap made for fermentation. Generally, they're sold for kombucha making, but you can use them on 1-gallon carboys also. Or get a germination mat meant for seed starting. You can put that underneath your carboy and it'll gently warm it from below. Or if you want something that's real low intervention, just stick it up high. The higher up it is in your home, the more warm air it's going to be exposed to, so a lot of folks will do their fermentations on top of their refrigerator or on top of their cabinets so that it's getting the most warm ambient air available. One of the biggest pro tips that we can give you about achieving a successful fermentation is managing your temperature so the yeast don't get too hot or too cold.